Fall in love with local. I'm Lisa Oligas, and you're watching Newsmakers. The Downtown Joplin Alliance is preparing a push for people to experience downtown restaurants with an event called Fall in Love with Local. In this edition, we learn about the new event that will create a restaurant week from DJA leaders. We'll hear from a restaurateur and learn about other efforts of the DJA to promote downtown. We begin our conversation with Downtown Joplin Alliance Executive Director Lori Hahn and Promotions Chair Tiffany Blair. Ladies, welcome to Newsmakers.
Thank you.
Thanks. So let's talk about, before we jump into the whole new event, let's make sure everybody understands just who and what is the Downtown Joplin Alliance and its mission. So Lori, kind of sum up what the mission of Downtown Joplin Alliance is.
Sure, yeah. So the mission of Downtown Joplin Alliance is to revitalize our historic core of downtown. And so that involves a lot of different things, bringing people downtown, revitalizing the buildings, connecting the businesses to resources. So there's a lot of different elements that kind of go into it, but ultimately it's to create that economic vitality in the heart of Joplin.
We hate to see empty buildings. You yourself have renovated some. Tell us about those that you've renovated.
Yeah, so that's actually kind of how I got involved with the organization at all. But I bought a downtown building, my husband and I, and we renovated it. It's been about 10 years ago now, with apartments upstairs and retail on the first floor. It's a huge undertaking. It's a huge learning experience, but then I had learned it and I was like, well, we should do it again. So then we did two more. So those are on the 800 and 900 blocks, and it's been really exciting seeing the impact that just doing those buildings has had on that immediate neighborhood. There's new construction that's happened, a gym, and then a new building right on Main Street has been recently completed. And so it's one of those things that when you restore a building or restore something like that in downtown, it has a snowball effect. And so the next thing and the next thing and the next thing.
Kind of a synergy. Now, what's the nature of the businesses that you created?
So they're not my businesses. We just own the property. Yeah, so it's available for retail. We've got restaurants in some. It just kind of depends on, and they change because not all the businesses stay for a long time. Sometimes they move a different location or do other things.
Yeah. Is there a challenge into restoring a building that might be historic, or are these considered historic? Are they, some of them, over 100 years old?
Yeah, so two of them are 1890 and one of them is 1910. And yeah, they're actually on the National Register. They're on the local register as well. And so we took advantage of some of the incentives for buildings like that, called historic tax credits. And while they're a great tool, you can get up to, now it's 55% of your costs back in tax credits. It's very complicated, and it's a very long process, and it does add time and effort to the project. But it's a really good tool, and it helps try to make those the costs of restoring the building worthwhile.
You bet. So Tiffany, tell us about your involvement in Downtown Joplin Alliance, and you yourself have a property, right? Tell us about those you have.
So I actually just moved to downtown 5-ish years ago, and wanted to, when my husband and I travel, we always stay somewhere right in the middle of a downtown, and we walk and we walk and we walk, and we love that. And we thought Joplin's just not a walking city. Well, that's not true. It totally can be if you live close enough. So we moved downtown and enjoyed being able to move around, walking around downtown, restaurants and shops, and just enjoy the vibe. So we bought a building on Main Street as well, and have now I put in an event center with a partner. It's 611 Main, and we have all kinds of events and host some cool stuff, trying to help Joplin stay cool.
Yeah. So why is the Alliance so important? What kinds of businesses are we seeing that are in downtown that are seeing success?
Well, it's always ups and downs on many things. The economy's been a little bit volatile, and retail has been pretty unstable across the board, whether you're big box or small stores. So we've seen fewer retail, straight retail stuff, but we're seeing an increase in event type spaces, or activity, interactive things, places where people can go and hang out. You've probably heard of kind of the third space. I think that's kind of the future for downtown, is creating that place that people want to go. A lot of people work remotely. A lot of people, if they work at home, they need someplace to be able to go out and to socialize. And so I think that is the future of downtown, is creating a place for people to come and be and connect to the rest of the community.
I mean, there are lots of bars and nightclubs downtown. One of them was called the Living Room, which is kind of neat because it has a different kind of ambiance. Is that part of what people need to do if they're having a downtown business? I mean, there is a challenge to competing with chains. So what can these businesses do to set themselves apart?
Yeah, I think creating an experience is absolutely the way to go about that, and kind of diversifying the mix. We've just got an ice cream shop that opened last week. They also do Route 66 merch and stuff like that. So you're going to get like kind of a mix of types of customers that way. They've kind of got a double draw as opposed to it just being one or the other. So there's, it's really one of those things where, you try to find a niche that's a little bit of an experience. Food and drink's always a good way to go about it because food brings people together, and then kind of figure out what's unique and different than what is already in the area.
Tiffany, you have a space. How do you market your space to get people to come and utilize your event center?
Originally, we wanted a place where people could celebrate whatever they want to celebrate, and we love that our prices allow for any type of lifestyle to be able to afford to come to a party here. And we've had all kinds of celebrations. But it's similar to what she was saying, like, I think experience is way more important now. We learned in COVID that you can shop online and get what you need pretty easily. It's still nice to go into stores and touch items and be in community, but it's just better, or people have found it way easier to shop that way. But we will always need food and we will always need connection. So I think that's the draw for building downtown where is a place people can find their third space.
Yeah. So talk about Downtown Joplin Alliance when it comes to volunteering, because you are looking for volunteers. What kind of roles are there for volunteers?
So there's a lot of opportunity. We're a small staff of 3 or 4 people, so everything that we do is kind of hinges on our volunteers. So we have our board of directors, of course, is volunteers. We have 4 committees that all work on different projects in and within our business.
What are some of those committees for some?
So, well, Tiffany's the chair of our promotions committee, so they're kind of heading up this restaurant week that we're getting ready to talk about. Our Economic Vitality Committee works to fill empty spaces, works to get resources for businesses. Design Committee, they do our downtown cleanup, the clean team that we do a couple times a month. They work on kind of just the beautifying of downtown, working on walkability, so different projects like that. And then our Organization Committee is kind of our fundraising, community engagement, outreach. That's actually our volunteer appreciation. They do that within that committee. So different committees kind of creating the different elements that we need to be a holistic organization. And then, of course, volunteers for all the events and things like that as well.
Do you have to be a business owner downtown to be part of the Downtown Joplin Alliance?
No, absolutely not. I mean, downtown is everybody's neighborhood. That's kind of the beauty of downtown, is that it's everybody's downtown. So we love having business owners involved, property owners involved. They bring a very important perspective into what we're doing. But just as much as anything, somebody who lives across town and comes down once in a while is just as important, because they also have a perspective.
What are some of the other events? We know we're going to be talking about Restaurant Week in a moment, but what are some of the other efforts to bring people downtown? That you guys are working on? Yeah,
well, I mean, everybody knows Third Thursday. This is our 18th season of Third Thursday. So it's been a huge driver for bringing people downtown. When it started, downtown buildings were mostly vacant. It's evolved. It's been a street festival now, and brings like 5,000 people down. So it's a wild and woolly event, but it's a lot of fun, and people really enjoy that opportunity to get together and come out and see the community. We do a First Friday wine share, which is where we go into some of the downtown businesses. A lot of times it's a new business, or maybe they're doing a new offering or something. And it's kind of like a First Friday coffee, but you bring a bottle of wine to share, and it's on a Friday evening, so it's very relaxed and it's a lot of fun, a good way to network. We do a lot of holiday promotions. We also run in the Empire Market. So every Saturday, that's our farmers market, artisan market, that's just there on 4th Street. And it's always a great time, and it's a great way, again, to connect back to that local food scene, because we have a lot of prepared foods, not just farm produce. We have that too, baked goods, all kinds of stuff. It's a really cool opportunity of something to do on Saturday.
As a space owner, Tiffany, why do you feel it's important to be part of the Downtown Joplin Alliance and actively involved?
I want downtown to be cool, and I want people to love it the way I love it. And so I feel like it's a good idea to, when Lori came to me and we were talking about this option, I thought, it'll fill my need to help others learn about downtown, and it's just a fun vibe. We want to make sure other people know what's available.
We're going to talk to a restaurant owner in a bit, but what inspired the idea for Restaurant Week?
Well, so we've done, the last few years, we've done Fall in Love with Local, but it's been more retail centric, kind of getting people into the retail businesses or their service businesses.
There's like a bingo card.
Yeah,
going
yeah,
place to place.
exactly. And so this year we were thinking about it, and we were like, well, we don't have as many true retail shops this year, and so we were thinking about how could we rework this? What's the options? And we were like, well, food, of course. So we started thinking about how to engage the restaurants and stuff. And so I think all of us have kind of experienced restaurant weeks in other areas or other things, and just loved the idea of getting them engaged and letting them showcase kind of what they're best at.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to take a brief break. And when we come back, we'll be returning with the operator of the Hungry Monkey to delve into Restaurant Week. Welcome back to Newsmakers. We're talking with the Downtown Joplin Alliance about the Fall in Love with Local campaign and Restaurant Week. Joining our conversation is Daniel Campbell with the Hungry Monkey Restaurant, Angela Hudson with the Downtown Joplin Alliance, and returning is Tiffany Blair, Promotions Chair for GJA and Restaurant Week. Welcome back, Tiffany. Welcome, Daniel and Angela.
Hello.
So Tiffany, tell us a little bit about how Restaurant Week will work so we understand the promotion and how people will go through the restaurants, how long this is. It's an 11-day event, right?
It's an 11-day event, and it's just, we're going to promote, but leading up to, and we were focusing on getting people to go into the downtown mom and pop shop type restaurants. There'll be specials, mostly specials involving maybe what they're known for. Maybe like this restaurant's known for this type of thing, so they're gonna showcase that. Or maybe they're trying something new. They want to add something new to their menu, and they're gonna showcase that for this week. So they'll have something that will be different or just a classic. If you don't go to 609 a lot, theirs may be like, this is what 609 is to Joplin. Same with Red Onion or Wilder's, any of the ones that are involved.
So Daniel, talk to us about Hungry Monkey. First off, how did you bring Hungry, you've been here about 2.5 years. What inspired you to create the Hungry Monkey?
So when I moved into Joplin, I had my grandparents were out here, and so I knew Joplin growing up. So I'd spend time out here. My family we'd come out here for the summers. We'd go crash the lakes, and we had a great family, a lot of aunts and uncles and cousins. And so I was doing food and restaurants in Maui for a long time, all sorts of different kinds, like anywhere from the Ritz-Carlton to doing food trucks, on the side of the road. And so I'd come out here to get closer to family. And once I decided to stay, I thought, you know what, I wanted to open up something. First idea was maybe something kind of like a mobster scene, something cool. I like downtown. I like New York style food. I like the older style buildings. And so, I looked around for a building, and once I decided I was going to do food, I knew downtown Joplin was going to be the place.
So tell us where yours is located. You're on around 9th Street?
Yeah, so I'm on 9th and Main. It's like right in there. There's I think there's a new, there's a coffee shop right there, and then there's a new
Ice cream.
place going in. Yeah.
So you had some experience in Hawaii. So Hungry Monkey has kind of a Hawaiian flavor to it, right?
Yeah. So what I did is I just put out on Facebook just some ideas of what kind of food to do, just to get some feedback. And when I put poke bowls out there, people really wanted poke bowls, and we had done quite a few poke concepts in Maui, and we did a lot of Hawaiian food too. So I thought with the challenges with the building, we could make poke work really, really well down there. And the Hungry Monkey name just kind of popped in my head one night. I just really liked it. I thought it would stick, And so I've just brought a whole kind of Hawaiian beachy theme. They're surfing on TV, and you just kind of you step in there, and you feel like give you a little piece of the island. You feel like you're in Hawaii.
Yeah. So I understand that Restaurant Week may mean some special tastings or special dishes. What do you have planned?
I'm going to bring Lau Lau in to the
What
Hungry
is
Monkey
that?
for that. So Lau Lau, actually, it's going to be it's Lau leaf. It's actually toro leaf. It's slow roasted. So what we do is it's going to be pork or chicken. We wrap it in the Lau leaf. It's cooked overnight, wrapped in tea leaf, and it's really good. It's like a salty, savory taste to it. It's really good.
Very unique.
Yeah,
Something
very unique.
special that you don't always have on your menu.
No, it's not. It hasn't been on the menu yet. I thought for Restaurant Week it'd be great to bring it on.
So
for
how
that.
can something like Restaurant Week be good for your business, for your restaurant?
I think just getting people out. Like if you're a foodie, downtown has so many good. Like there's a lot of good food options, and just kind of hitting all the different spots. I was always a foodie. Like I said, I like New York food. I did competition food growing up. So anytime I go into a new area, I'm always looking for someplace new, something unique that I don't really get, anywhere else, like your typical type places. So I think Restaurant Week will be great for bringing people in just to, try something new and unique and just kind of, have fun with it.
And just to learn that you're there.
Yeah.
You're in downtown.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
yeah.
Angela, you're somebody who really backed the idea. How did you get into the Downtown Joplin Alliance, and what's been your experience with Restaurant Week?
Well, I got into the Downtown Alliance because I moved here from Austin, Texas, and I love the Joplin downtown scene. I think it has so much potential coming from Austin. It's a miniature Austin without the high prices and without the humongous crowds. So I had to get involved. I heard about the Downtown Alliance from my realtor. She introduced me to it, and then I made so many friends out of it and so many connections, and it's been fantastic. And so Restaurant Week, where I came from it is I also used to live in Denver, Colorado, and in Denver they have a Restaurant Week. It's called 5280. It started out really small. 5280 is the elevation there. So it started out small, but then it blew up, and it's so big now. They have a magazine that gets published all the time, and so it's a whole company that runs it now.
So you have visions of Joplin's Restaurant Week really taking off.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just really like seeing more people around downtown. That's where I live, so that's what I want to see.
Yeah. I mean, the idea is to kind of get people to experiment, find these places, maybe bring other friends. Tiffany, how many restaurants are participating?
20. I think there's 20. That's a little overwhelming for us because this is our first year and we were kind of wanting to start small, but we want everybody involved, and we want anybody that wants to be celebrated as a downtown or mom and pop shop. We're here for it.
What can be the challenges of having a downtown business? You used to always say, oh, where do you park? They do have some big parking lots. What would you say are some of the challenges of being in the downtown?
Yeah, I think just getting lost downtown. Like if somebody's driving through, they can pass your place. You're not allowed to have like a big extravagant sign, so so they can pass through and not take notice of you. Parking can be a challenge. You can get that. It's definitely worth it to find parking and going downtown and just walking and enjoying it, But I'd say definitely those are probably the two biggest challenges of any kind of downtown type restaurant.
So Tiffany, we should let people, I mean, there are two big parking lots. Those are located at 5th and 6th Street area.
Yeah, in the back.
And they could always walk, but there are also side streets that allow for parking, yes.
And there's a perceived,
Parking
there's a
problem.
perception that there's no parking. Coming from Austin, this is glorious. I mean, I've never had such easy parking in my life. I go downtown in a big city and I had to pay $60 for parking minimum. And so
And
here,
walk blocks
and
away
walk
to
about
get-
a mile.
yeah.
Yes. So
it's
here
typically
it's
free.
free and it's plentiful, I think. I don't know.
Do you think it will help as more lofts and people moving downtown housing, apartments are being created? Do you think that can be a good help for the restaurants downtown?
Absolutely. I mean, it's going to be more people to work at the places. It's going to be more people to have that close commute for going out and socializing. It's going to be fantastic.
Deandra, do you feel it helps when they have events like Third Thursday or parades downtown? Does that kind of give you some exposure as well?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, anything to bring people downtown. Third Thursday is it's a big hit, really. It gives people something to do. Joplin kind of needs that. Downtown needs it, so.
Is there a certain time when you see business is best for the restaurant business?
It seems like we do better through summer, overall. I think once school gets back in, people kind of get back into a routine. Maybe they're cooking more at home or they're just not feeling like they want to get out. So you do kind of see a dip in September. That's everywhere I've ever been, any kind of restaurant or any kind of hospitality I've been in, you'll see that. So something like this is great for just getting people back out of their house and, getting into the spirit of it.
Well, we know Hungry Monkey's involved, but what are some of the other restaurants that are taking part in the event?
Oh, I mentioned a few. Wilder's, Krabby's,
Red Onion.
Red Onion, even some of the coffee shops are doing it too. Downtown Burgers. I feel terrible. I'm not going to remember them all, but there's,
Bloom Coffee and
there are some places
Wise
that are like
Guys.
some of the alcoholic places are going to have like special beverages,
Yeah.
specialized cocktails.
Yeah.
So, I mean, can they actually maybe do more than one in one night? Like go to
absolutely.
several of the businesses.
I mean, like Chaos is doing it, and you could go get a beer at Chaos, go to Red Onion for dinner, you could go to Wise Guys for dessert, literally in
and
one
they have
meal.
homemade cannolis, so
you
probably
go.
you should get there.
Yes. Yeah.
So, is it important to make a reservation? Do we feel like there's going to be a rush for these things?
I mean, hopefully there will be a huge turnout. I would highly suggest getting reservations at least some of the places that are more the sit-down places. So
Probably not Chaos or coffee shops, but otherwise it would be great to get a reservation, know when you're going, and plan ahead.
So, what is the span of these 11 days? When is it all taking place?
it's September 24th to October 4th.
And will there be a map? Like, how can people know where to find all the different restaurants?
Yeah, there will be a map, and they will be listed. I think they may already be listed on the DJA website. If you go to downtownjoplin.com and then go to the events calendar, you could see that. And also on the Facebook page, we'll have all the restaurants and maps and all the stuff.
So, you wanted to also say, though, this is it leads right into Porch Fest week.
Yes.
So it's kind of a celebration of downtown in general. Tell us about that. Like, how do you hope it kind of gets people more involved in the community down there?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of events, and there will be a lot of events in the fall for the downtown area. And I think it's a great time, like he said, that it starts slowing down in the fall and into the winter. So it's a really good time to get out and support your local community. And the downtown is everybody's local. So if you're part of Joplin, downtown is your local community. So yeah, Porch Fest is gonna be October 4th, so the restaurant week is leading up to that. There's a bunch of other events going on, like Third Thursday, the last Third Thursday is gonna have some teasers for Porch Fest. So lots of live music and exciting things in the fall.
Tiffany, somebody who's in real estate, how important is it to have a vibrant downtown community for
it's
Joplin as a whole?
huge. Yeah, it's huge. When someone's looking to come into Joplin, to move into Joplin, I may want to take them on a tour and show them what we offer. And everybody has a Chili's. Everybody has, some of the chain restaurants. Yeah.
Sure.
And I'm not saying we don't need those, but an experience in Joplin is Hungry Monkey. It's going to the coffee shops. It's enjoying where we live. For
Yeah.
those of us who live here in Joplin, this is where we live, and we want people to come and join us.
What do you talk I guess, show to people when you take them on a little tour, and then are they surprised to see a downtown that's vibrant?
Yeah. My tour is usually up Range Line, where this is the things that you'll need to see, back across and down through Main Street, pointing out all the fun little spots, and then out to the falls.
The falls.
That's always a draw for Joplin too. Yeah.
So, and Daniel, talk to us about Hungry Monkey as a business. I mean, do you have like a lunchtime crowd? What's your, I guess, specialties besides the one you're having special for the event? Are there other things on the menu that people will want to try?
Yeah, we do. We specialize in poke bowls. I have Hawaiian plate lunch. We're open 11 to 7, so we hit that lunch crowd and that early dinner crowd. It's fast casual, so you can wear your slippers, your flip flops, and your tank top. And yeah, when you step in, there's surfboards on the wall and surfing on the TV, and we usually have like a kind of a Hawaiian style music going with it.
Lori mentioned that when she did one of the buildings in that neighborhood, other things have changed and adapted. Have you seen people moving into your section of Main Street? Do you see it changing?
Oh yeah,
even since you've been
absolutely.
here?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it feels like there's definitely more energy. It is true, like you'll drop into some of these other downtowns. It's pretty amazing what some of these other downtowns have done since it's been 20 years since I was in this area before. And, Joplin is heading that way. And I feel like there's so much character, and there's history, and it feels like Joplin's just like, it's kind of making that
On the
corner.
cusp.
Yeah, it's on the cusp. It's right there. It's so close,
What attracted you to, you like the older buildings?
Yeah, I like that, just that historical feel. Anybody can get just some building out somewhere, but I liked, it just has that energy. It's got, almost like that big city downtown energy, which is great in the food scene because, when somebody walks in and they get the smells and they get the, they hear the sounds and people are hustling and they're working hard. They know they're going to get something really good on their plate, and they're going to be tasting something really good. So it all kind of ties it all together. And downtown is the only place where you get those kind of environments.
It just has soul.
That's-
I mean,
it's
you
got
go
soul.
to
Yeah.
Range Line and 32nd, it's not soulful.
Yeah.
It's busy.
Yeah, it's busy.
It's fast.
But if you want to support local,
Yes.
come downtown.
Keep a thriving community. Well, thank you all for sharing all this information. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
We hope everyone will check out Restaurant Week and the Fall in Love with Local event. That wraps up this edition of Newsmakers. Thanks to our guests, and thank you for watching.